Hi guys, welcome back to the series where we'll break down machine learning projects step by step. My name is Chidi, and in this part, we'll be looking at one of the most overlooked stages in your machine learning project, which is data collection. And by the end of this tutorial, you'll be able to know how to source for data, how to use it, and the best part and the type of data to use for your specific machine learning project. So let's get started. Alright, before we write a single line of code for our project, we need to understand one thing. Why do we need a data set? Why do we need to get a data set for our projects? So in machine learning, your model learns by examples, and those examples, they come from data sets. Whether you are trying to recognize objects in your images or you are trying to spot trends in numbers, your data set is the foundation of everything your model knows. So that's why I wrote this: no data, no learning. If there's no data, there will be no information for your machine learning to learn from, or there will be no information to train your machine to learn in a particular manner. So now let's talk about how to get your data set. For image-based projects, as for image-based projects, you can download from pre-labeled data set platform like Kaggle, ImageNet, or you can download from Google Datasets. While for table-based data set, which is CSV or spreadsheet, you can find real-world data on Kaggle, useful machine learning repositories, or even public APIs. Now that we know what a data set is and why it matters in our project, let's get hands-on. In this session, we'll download two types of data set from Kaggle, and I'll show you how to use them in Google Colab, your online workspace for coding. First, we'll get an image classification data set from Kaggle, like one that contains cats and dog. Then we'll get a CSV-based data set, like one that helps us predict housing prices, maybe power consumption. So I'll walk you through the step by step. To access Google Colab Workspace, you go to your search in Chrome or any other browser. You just type colab.research.google.com. You press enter quickly. You find this new notebook. You click. It takes you directly to the workspace. No tweaking, just directly to the workspace. Now you can start your coding. And to access Kaggle, you type kaggle.com. Then you can search, you can sign in, you can register to Kaggle, or you can search for your project directly. In this case, let me search for cats and dogs project, which I'm using for image classification. Cats and dog data sets in Kaggle. I'll see multiple cat and dog data sets which I can download for my project. Similarly, if you want to get your probably power consumption CSV file, you can just type power consumption CSV datasets, which are the datasets for tables and images. You can see this time series forecasting with SGBoost. You can see different datasets available in Kaggle. Now I've downloaded two datasets which I'll be using for my projects. The first one is for my image classification project, which is dog and cat dataset, and the second dataset which I downloaded, I'll be using it for my power consumption prediction project, which I'll be building. So if I open this folder for the first project, which I'll be using dog and cat images, you can see this has multiple images of dogs and cats. These are cats. If I open the second subfolder, you will see it contains multiple images of dogs. Right now, why for the second project, for my power conversion project, I'll be using spreadsheet as my data set. This is it, example of a spreadsheet, Excel file, CSV. It has headers, it has rows and columns. Now I want to link my Google Drive to my Google Colab workspace, because I'll be uploading my data set to Google Drive, so I can easily link or mount my Google Drive in my Google Colab workspace so that I won't have to choke up my Google Colab workspace. So what I'll be doing is very simple. Now you can access Google Drive. Okay, if you for the first time, you can go to drive.google.com. You can sign up. then you have a Google Drive. So when you come here to this left side, you see my drive. You click on it, my drive. It takes you to this place where you can upload files to your Google Drive. So I like to create folder. Let me just call it tutorial files. Anything, you can call it tutorial. I call it any other thing. So I want my files to be uploaded inside this tutorial because this is for tutorial purpose. So if I right click on file upload or folder upload. If I'm uploading my image folder, I'll use folder upload. If I'm uploading a file like that Excel file, I use file upload. So I click on file upload. So it takes me down to where I have saved my cargo download. Okay, you can see this is the file. I can click on open. You see it starts downloading. So I can right click also. Let me upload the other folder for my images because I'll be linking both of them, using both of them in my for cargo. So this is dog and cat data set, which this is the folder. So just click on upload. It takes some time. See this upload file is going to only do this if you trust site. Click on upload. So it starts uploading. It will take a while for it to upload, but in a very short while it will be completed. You can see this is almost done. So I will continue from where it's already uploaded. We are now in Google Colab. Since we have already uploaded our files to Google Drive, as you can see, our files are already in Google Drive. I go to my drive, you see tutorials. Our two data sets are already here. You can see this is dog and cat data sets, and the second data set, which is power consumption data set. You can see it here, .csv is already in Google Drive. So let's mount our Google Drive in this Google Colab workspace. Let's link to our Google Drive from here. So you type from google.colab. Okay, google.colab, import drive. As you can see, I've already given you what the import drive, already giving you like a brief summary of what to do. Import drive.mount. So this is the path. Just type content/drive, and that is it. So we'll run this to mount. You see, it says permit is not able to access Google Drive files. So I want to connect to my Google Drive. You can see this is my Google Drive, Chititosa. Continuing. If it's successful, to write mounted successfully. So let's hold on for a while. It's connecting to my Google Drive. It's mounted at this. So I've successfully linked my Google Colab to my Google Drive. The next thing I have to do is to set the path to my CSV file, which is inside my Google Drive. I want to set the path to my CSV file. First and foremost, I want to upload this. I want to set the path to this first, this CSV file. Then the second time, I will set the path to this my dog and cat folder. To set the path to my CSV file is very simple. What I will do is just to copy my CSV underscore paths equal to content, because it is stored in content in my Google Drive, /drive/ my drive. It is stored inside my drive / if you check my drive, you see that this is stored inside. Initially this is my drive. So tutorial we search for the file name, power consumption dataset.csv. Power consumption, power underscore consumption, this will name that file slash datasets.csv. Now let me run this. Successfully run. So the next thing, I will load this CSV file into a data frame using pandas, so that I can view my CSV file inside Google Colab. So to do that, I have to import pandas as PD. I will explain this code later, but it will not be now. I'll be explaining this code in my subsequent videos. So for now, we just want to add link to it and start reading our CSV file. So your CSV parts, we already have CSV parts as a variable. You can see this is a variable which stored this our value. But if we didn't store this value inside a variable, that would have copied this directly into this particular bracket. So CSV underscore part is a variable which is storing our. So next thing for us to view at least few rows, we use df.head to view few rows. So I think we're done and we are good. So let's run it to see. It's loading. So as you can see, we have linked, we've mounted our drive, we linked our parts. This is the parts to our data set inside Google Drive. This data set which is inside the Google Drive, it was inside my drive. You can see how we linked it inside my drive. From content, it was inside my drive, then tutorial, then this is the title, the name of the data sets. Now I've accessed it and I've loaded it to a data frame. This is a data frame. I've loaded the data frame. So that's it. At this point, we have linked our CSV file. This is our CSV file. We've linked this CSV file, this data set, to our cargo workspace. So now let's link our image folder. Our image folder, this dog and cat data set, this image folder, let's link it to our our Google Colab workspace. So let me enter a new line of codes. So to do this, first thing I will do is to set the path to my folder, because I've already mounted drive at the beginning. You can see I've already mounted these drives. I've already linked this drive. So this drive is already existing here. But if it is the first time, you need to link this. You need to mount this drive first in this workspace using this code. Then the next thing you do after mounting the drive, you set the path to your folder. So let me use something like a variable. Let me link a variable called image folder. This is a variable that will store the path to my image folder. The same thing like I did in the first case, content slash drive slash my drive. You can see my drive is in M and D is in capital letters, because if you check here, you find out that this M and D is in capital letters, so you need to link to it. If you make the mistake, you have an error. So after my drive, the image is inside tutorial. So if you go to my drive, it's inside tutorial. So I'll write tutorial. From tutorial, you find this folder, dog underscore and underscore cat underscore dataset. So write it exactly, dog underscore and underscore. You can name it anything you want. This is what I named my folder before uploading it to Google Drive. So that is why it is. So if I run this now, you can see it's good, checked good. So now I have links to it. Now we use an image data generator. I'll use an image data generator to bring this. You know, I use pandas for CSV file. Now for these images, I'll use image data generator. I will explain this better in my subsequent video because of time. I'm trying to reduce time. So what you have to do, you have to get this, and this image data generator, you can find it from TensorFlow. I'll just simply copy and paste the code from my previous project so we can just know what we're doing. So when I'm explaining the lines of code in our subsequent video, I will explain what each line does and how the flow works. But you can check carefully. This image folder is this variable which we created, which was a link to our data set. So I'll run this. As you can see, it runs successfully. Found 70 images belonging to two classes, which are these 70 images from these two classes. The first class is cats, second class is dogs. If you open this, you see the images of the cats here. And if you go back and open this, you see images of dogs, which is in our data set. So this is how you can link your Google Colab workspace to your Google Drive successfully, and you can use your data set to work on any project you want. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you like this video, do it to like and subscribe my channel. And in the next video, I will show you how to process the data which we will now have already mounted in our Google Colab workspace.